So welcome on this trip to the Great Wall. We're right here at Beijing Train Station. There are a lot of ways you can get to the Great Wall from Beijing. Today we opted for the fast trains, so you can use the bus, a taxi, or even your own car. So we opted for the fast train. It's a little under 30 minutes from Beijing to get to the train. So here down in the tube, trying to get out. It's quite a quest just to get from the train, underground train station, to the outer part of the wall. So you can see here, lots of people on the escalators. And the funny thing is, they were telling us that this is even off-season, so they are not supposed to be that many people. So here, just outside of the Great Wall, down, there's a lot of construction and renovation work going on. It's a huge project, the constructing part of the project. But the metro station is really deep underground. First thing first, got to the ticket office, and now we're heading to the cable car so we can get up the mountain. You can, of course, walk up the mountain, or you can use the cable car. The cable car is a short walk to the up the mountain. So we're almost up the mountain. To walk up the mountain, so because I had some friends that walk up the mountain, it took them over 2 hours from the part of the wall where we decided to visit. Because the Great Wall of China is not just one wall, a different part of the wall. And in total, it spans over 2,000 Chinese miles, and the equivalent of that in kilometers is over 20,000 kilometers. Right here we are almost the uppermost part of the wall. You can walk around. We're going down a few 100 meters, just walking around. Not too many people today, from our understanding. One thing that is surprising is that the wall is well preserved, and when you look at the details and the amount of human effort that was put into the wall, taking into consideration that this wall was built somewhere in the 12th, 13th century, or at least this part of the wall. So there are a lot of different parts of the wall. You can basically walk around the wall for the whole day. You will not be able to complete just one part of it. If you can imagine the amount of human capital that was used to build this wall. So when you look at the amount of details, the amount of stones that were used, carried up a rough mountain, you can just imagine the amount of resources. But I guess when you are an emperor, you can decide just about anything and it gets built. No questions asked. So it's in January, it's winter in Beijing. But one thing about Beijing winter is for the few days that I was here in Beijing, almost every day there was sunshine. So the winter is really, really amazing with a lot of sunshine, not like the kind of depressing winter that we have in Moscow. Just look at this scale. And this is just a little part of the wall. And there's a saying in Chinese that you are not a hero until you get to the top of the wall. So after a few hours of walking up and down the wall, it was time to start heading back to the cable car. Back to ground zero. Because if you look around, even the way the whole place is structured, it's kind of geared for lots of tourists. And one thing in China is that the internal tourism is really, really developed. A lot of Chinese travel within China, and then hence, when you have things like the Chinese New Year, when a lot of people are free, they say, well, if you come here, you're just going to see an enormous amount of people. Here, just a little information about the wall. So after a couple of hours, it was time for us to start heading back into a train station. Right here is the waiting area to board the train back to Beijing, and you can see how many people are in there waiting. I kind of really appreciated the amount of people living in Beijing, no, in China. On my way back. Hope you liked the video. Have a great time. Like, and of course, stay connected for more.